I used to be a bus driver here in northeast of England. Every other week I get the same late duty on a Tuesday and a Thursday. One of the routes or routes, whatever you prefer, I went along a main road past a row of houses on both sides of the road. The houses stopped on the right, which then opened up to a massive park on the right with pubs and shops opposite and intermingled with the houses. The park sloped downhill away from the road. At this point, I should mention I did not know any of the surrounding area outside of the route as I drove it as it was in an area I'd never visited outside of work, so I didn't know what was beyond I could immediately see out of my cab. It was midsummer and I'd not picked up many passengers and was ambling along slowly, trying to get ahead of my schedule with my window open to let in I thought there was a little breeze, to let in a little breeze. The houses on both sides were pretty effective, an effective wind block. When you get ahead of your schedule, there are points on your running board where you have to stop and wait for the time to catch up to keep you running on time.
I always wondered what that was, because if you're running past, say for example, you stop at every single stop along a route, and you're letting people on and off. That's fucking way slower than somebody that's just going past empty bus stops.
My favourite one is when you see them running late in Auckland, they just fucking drive straight past people waiting.
Yeah.
They're obviously like super behind on schedule. Get the next one.
Or even the full buses too.
Yeah, that as well.
Yeah. Chock-a-block buses.
Like, it's stressful, not that I've done it for ages, but stressful catching a bus, being like, oh my gosh, 2 minutes away. Yeah, and they've got those boards now which help.
Yeah.
Imagine being the bus driver. That's like every minute of every hour, he or she's checking their watch, being like, on time, off time, okay, I've got a little bit behind. Oh, now I need to go faster. Now I need to wait. Like, yuck.
Yeah, it should have almost like an Uber route where it shows that it's yellow, then a little bit of red, and so it shows where you're almost like a ghost. This is where you should be tracking, and where are you? You know, like
maybe they do have that.
Grand Theft Auto, or fucking whatever it is, Gran Turismo.
Gran Turismo.
Two completely
the racing games. Line. Most of us will have been on a bus at some point when the driver has pulled over into a random stop and just sat there for a few minutes doing nothing. I was approaching one of these time check points just past where the houses on the right ended and the park started. The breeze was really nice here with the open air of the park. I leaned out of the window to take it in and cool down a bit, taking in a nice deep breath up the nose when I caught a whiff of cooking. It wasn't a distinct smell of one thing in particular, but a heavenly mix of wood smoke, pine, barbecue, and saveloys. Not sure if saveloys are an international thing or just a UK thing. They are.
They're just basically lips and assholes just fucking pureed into something that's unrecognisable with a red skin on them.
But we have a shop here called Dixon's that do a mean saveloy dip. It's sort of like a hot dog, but more hereby in taste and slightly different texture. Anyway, my time caught up and I set off again. I'd passed that point 4 times during the shift, and each time I'd stop and slow right down to suck in a couple of lungfuls of the smell. Absolutely divine. The little pleasures in the day, eh? As the weeks rolled by, I found I was craving the smell and looked forward to passing through at this point on a Thursday night, even to the point in winter I'd roll down the window back and taken an icy blast in the face just for a fleeting sniff.
I think I know where this is going, and if it's going where I think it's going, it's fucking disgusting.
This point on the route, it was really used to drop off or pick up, so for the most part, I'd not have any interactions with passengers getting on or off until the night I learned what I was buffing up my beak. A man had come to the side of my cab to be off at the park stop. He was chatting away to me, and I'd done what I had done. It had become a bit of a routine or habit. Pulled the cab window back, leaned out, and dragged in as much guff as I could. He looked at me, absolutely mortified, and asked, "What on earth are you doing?" So I explained that every Thursday night when I got here, I could smell this unreal barbecue smell drifting over the road, and asked him if it was one of the pubs cooking a special on a Thursday. I think so.
Fuck.
Or maybe a public barbecue in the park, although that seemed odd through winter. Well, he nearly fell off the bus laughing when he told me at the bottom of the hill at the foot of the park was a crematorium.
I knew it. I knew it.
And Thursday night was the night they burned the bodies.
Oh.
He knew this because he had done the night shift there and he was only using the bus because his car was at the garage this week. I felt disgusted. I've been sniffing dead people all this time. Still done it every Thursday after though.
Oh, mate.
Oh, shit.
The only reason I picked that is we used to be, fuck, it's disgusting.
Oh, it's amazing.
there used to be this place. So we would go in Bali. Basically, there's Kuta where you kind of go into, and then it started gets further and further out till you get out to like the Canggu. So you go through Seminyak, and when you're driving out towards Canggu through there's this massive corner, and they have like markets and shit there. It's a bit of a setup. There's if you want, it's almost directly opposite the place called Coup d'Etat, which is like a day club. Really cool place. It was like the first day club that was there, and that was on the outskirts.
Past it when I was there.
You would have driven past it. If you went out to Canggu, you would have driven past it.
That's
more than likely. Yeah. And so it's kind of like you kind of come up to it and you go right around the outside of this thing. Anyway, so we were driving along, same fucking setup. So we were driving along in this van, bumper to bumper, heading out towards Canggu. And it was saying, and I was like, "Fuck! This is one of the things I love about being in different countries. It's all the different sights and smells. You got the little roadie men that push around those little trolleys, fucking knocking on the tin on the side of it, ding, 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 and then they get all that meat, which is just sitting there in fucking tropical heat, throw it into a bag with a fucking cup of soup, shake it up, and give it to you, and just roll the dice on this fucking hepatitis alphabet soup that you're about to ingest." Anyway, I can smell the same what I think is a fucking barbecue. And I was like, man, that smells good. And so everyone starts peeling open the windows of the van. Aircon van, outside 7,000 degrees. But fuck, this thing smells good, whatever it is. And I was like, they had these massive temples, and they might be doing like a massive cook-up for fucking heaps of pilgrims. Turns out it's a mass funeral pyre in the middle of this fucking thing with like 10 fucking dead cats on it getting cooked. Fucking absolutely
smells mean.
delicious, like fucking pork.